Greetings, programs. NeoMegaMan back again for another episode of Let's Play Katawa Shoujo, Shizune's Path. Today, well, it's been a while since my last recording session, so I have absolutely no idea where the hell we are in the story. I shouldn't have admitted that, but, you know, in terms of in interest of honesty, I figured, what the hell. So, let's just dig in and I'll figure it out as we go along. The next day I walk up to my usual vending machine at lunch, only to find that it's out of my favorite drink. Secreted so far away from most of the classrooms between the storeroom and the library, it's like no one knew about it. I had expected a vending machine so close to the library to be booming with customers, but then again the library is empty most of the time, and anyone who goes there is only doing it to look for stuff to pad a paper with. No one stays there longer than they absolutely have to. For the past month, it's been working out in my favor, but the trade-off with a vending machine no one knows about is that it's never restocked. Settling for a can of orange soda, I decide on drinking it here instead of waiting until I get to the cafeteria when the library door opens next to me. I've been looking for you. Yuko seems to be acting a lot more assertive than usual today, although it isn't enough to keep me from going back to mumbling immediately afterwards. Return your books, please. I mean, the library's books. The books you checked out are really overdue. Some of them are on waiting lists. Oh, shoot. I forgot. I keep checking out new ones and forget to return the old ones. Happens to be all the time at the university library. It's so embarrassing. Did they send someone to try and get you to bring them back? No. The university library's bigger. They don't notice if I happen to borrow something longer than normal. It's convenient because their policy on keeping the books too long is really strict. Stricter than here. I like how, despite what she said, Yuko has no problem with borrowing books for longer than she's supposed to anyway. It makes her being so on top of my own lateness a little hypocritical. Takes a thief, I guess. Catching on to the meaning of her words around the same time I do, Yuko clams up and starts backpedaling furiously. That's different from the situation. It's totally different. Yuko stares at her nails for a second as if she really wants to bite them, but's too self-conscious to do so. For instance, how long it's been. You checked out some of those books months ago, Hisao. Sorry, it's just that other people want to read them too. If you're a slow reader, that's okay though. No, it's a total screw-up on my part. To be honest, I haven't even read some of them. I shouldn't keep taking out books when I have a backlog. That's not good. Yeah, it really isn't. Now I'm starting to copy her habit of trailing off quietly. Her awkwardness is very contagious for some reason. That said, I'm surprised. Yuko seems almost normal today, although every now and then her waitressy nervous tics keep popping back up. Come to think of it, she didn't act this way when I first met her. She was a little clumsy and neurotic, but it wasn't anywhere near this severe until Shizune and Misha and I ran into her at the Shanghai. Could be that Yuko has a complex about having kids from the school seeing her waitressing. I guess it was a little odd for her to pick the closest cafe to the school to work in, then. In that case, maybe the place having so few customers could be considered a lucky break. Well, I get it. I'll return them right after school. As soon as possible, please. Wait. Can I ask you for one more thing? Sure. What is it? I have to go for a while, but I can't just leave the library empty. Sorry, but can I ask you to watch it while I'm gone? Just for a little bit. I'll be right back as soon as possible. You're in the student council, so I'm sure it'd be okay if you did it. Alright, I'll do it. Don't worry about... Thank you! Yuko quickly slides forward as if she's so grateful she's about to give me a hug, but she stops 2 centimeters from it, which ultimately makes the gesture look extremely confusing. I'm also surprised that she can control her momentum so well, considering she seems kind of clumsy. Before I can say as much as you're welcome, she's already dashing off at the speed or the urgency of someone late to an appointment. That could be the case, but I wouldn't feel safe assuming so. It's Yuko, and she seems the kind of person to treat everything that way. Now that I'm in the library, I feel a bit silly. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Should I sit down like I normally would and read? I'd probably do, but it wouldn't meet Yuko's high standards. Maybe I should sit at the librarian's desk and give anyone who comes in a stern, analytical glare. I use Shizune's as a starting point and practice it a couple of times in the mirrored surface of a pen. I think it looks pretty good. Frustratingly, no one comes in, so I give up on the idea quickly and decide to just go looking for Hanako instead. It's deserted. I think I see someone, but the second I blink, whoever it is gone. And as soon as I return to Yuko's desk and crack open an interesting-looking book, A familiar person swings in front of me like a falling pendulum. Kenji. Okay, this plays into something that I'll explain a little later. But this is damning confirmation evidence that something is up with Kenji, okay? I'll just put it that way. Yo, librarian, I've been looking for you for like 10 minutes. What, it's you? Man, you must really get around, or the student council makes you get around. Those bitches. How could they? Slave drivers! He must be exaggerating because it took me 30 seconds just to do a slow walk around the whole place. The thought's overridden by my surprise to see him. Where the hell did you come from? What are you doing here? What, can't I got your little library now? Can't even go to the library without some young buck like you giving me the third degree over it. I see some girl coming in here all the time, but no one ever asks what she's doing here. Is it because she reads and I don't? He must be talking about Hanukkah, although I suppose they both avoid people. I want to tell him that reading is usually what you do in a library. So if he's not reading, whatever he's doing is bound to make him look way more suspicious than her. In the end, though, I'm too surprised by him practically appearing out of thin air. That doesn't tell me what you're doing here. I'm here because of you. His response makes me feel confused. Maybe I fell asleep and this is all just some sort of weird dream. And this Kenji isn't real, but my subconscious. Is he going to start giving me deep, vaguely worded advice now? Because of you, I got chased out of my dorm by feminists. Now I wander this library like a soldier without a country, or a ghost. I should haunt you for ruining things for me. It's a shame. It would have been an interesting dream, but it seems like this is the real deal. Yeah, you had to start working with women, and that brought them to my door. You remember that? You should, since you were there. After that day, I knew they were on to me. I should have trusted my instincts, but I was young and stupid. That wasn't even a week ago. Then my dad called and said one of my letters hadn't been delivered. The post office couldn't have lost it, so it must have been intercepted. Information warfare. That's when I knew my secret hideout was compromised. Now I'm on the run, like a fugitive. It's code red. Dorm rooms aren't secret. They put your name and a number on a board right in the doorway. I know, I saw that. They're diabolical. Why don't I just put up a big Wild West Wanted poster if they're going to be like that? Wanted, dead or alive. Probably alive, so they can clone me or turn me into a grasshopper. Jumping without warning into the empty chair opposite me, Kenji takes out a cigarette and starts spinning it between his fingers. I've never seen him smoking before, so it must just be for effect. I can't even live where I want to anymore. This is where it all begins. Tactical brilliance. I mean, once they're in your home, it's over, like termites. If the feminist plan for dominance starts there, then where the fuck can we go? The only question is, how could they take a page out of the termite playbook when women are naturally repelled by wood? You can never go home again. Is that how the saying goes? Man, I don't know about never. I was just there. I don't know anywhere else I can shower and get new clothes. And eat, and use the bathroom, and watch TV. I have to keep watching the news to keep informed. For some reason, ousted from his dorm room and living on the run, he sure has no qualms about going back there several times a day for long periods of time. But by now, he's slowly turned away from me and is talking to a revolving display of murder mysteries. There's really no point in interrupting him, I guess. I finish off my soda and throw the can into the basket near the door. It hits the rim, but goes in anyway. I silently pump my fist. Kenji quickly gets up and starts to head towards the door. I wasn't really paying attention. I hope I didn't fist pump at an appropriate moment. Where are you going? You kept sucking down that juice. So it wasn't even juice, it was soda. It's gone now. What do you mean sucking it down? I had 2 sips. Yeah, right, you had like 50 million sips. Not even possible. Maybe for you, I go beyond the impossible all the time. Okay, whatever. Now I'm thirsty too. I'm gonna get my own juice. I'll be right back. He does come almost right back. So quickly, I suspect that he knows about my secret vending machine. I got you one too. We'll be like grape juice. Even for the pizza now. Thanks. I want to tell him I'd lend him nearly 10 times the cost of a can of grape juice, but that might make me seem petty. Unopposed, Kenji sits down and starts furiously drinking juice like a man with a vendetta against grapes. You know, it's a lucky break for me that I managed to run into you here, man. I kinda need you to do me a favor. Although it's cynical, I wonder if him getting me juice was so he could ask me for this favor. If so, it's very transparent and poorly timed. I doubt Kenji would think about something so deeply, though. Just asking for things straight out was more his style. I need you to recommend me some books. I thought you didn't read. How did you know? You told me. You said you think people discriminate against you because you don't read. Well, they do, and I do read. I read audiobooks, because that's the way of the future. I have to read a book a month for the literary studies, though, and I found out that the school doesn't really accept such classics as advanced cryptography. If I don't read a bunch of books, they're going to fail me. I can't fail literary studies. That would make me illiterate. Maybe my mom was right. My mom can't be right. I'll just have to study literacy as much as possible. What about doing some extra credit? No thanks. It's bad enough to have to carry around these stupid things now. He picks up a dictionary, flips through it, places it on the murder mystery rack behind him. I can't believe God, this fucking line actually just fucked me up. I'm sorry. I can't believe this is actually the medium that our ancestors used to look at porn. I spit my drink all over the book I'm still holding, damage it beyond any hope of repair. I quickly check the back and see that its suggested retail price is 7,900 yen. I think I might have a heart attack. Wow. Destroyed. Shouldn't have done that, though. They take vandalism super serious here. You're gonna get caned. He chortles amusedly before taking an extremely long, loud sip from his can of juice. It's not vandalism. I didn't do it on purpose. You made me do it with your words. What do you mean caned? I don't want to be caned. Wait, chill out. I didn't mean they actually cane you. They make you pay for it. And really, really yell at you. It's like they're gonna bite my ass off. Still not that big a deal. I don't care if it's figurative. I don't want to get caned or get my ass bitten off or any kind of punishment, you dumbass. What am I going to do? You're the only person in here. That she knows of, anyway. I can't even throw the book in the trash. It'll be found, then she'll know. Damn, dude. Stop being so weird. How is it weird to not want to be fined? Man, stop flipping out, man. I'm not flipping out. I'm trying to save money. So cheap. I'm about to strangle him when I hear Misha's wahaha coming up the hallway. Apparently Kenji hears it too and uses the opportunity to quickly vanish behind the autobiography section. Like the wind. Kenji's a ninja. Hi, Hichan! Misha shouts exuberantly, dragging an embarrassed Yuko behind her. Hichan, were you talking to yourself? On one hand, saying yes could make me look kind of crazy. On the other hand, if I blow Kenji's cover, he might go off and make me look crazy by association. Yes. That's okay. Don't be embarrassed, Hichan. I do it too sometimes when I'm alone. Nothing happened while I was gone? Absolutely nothing. It smells like grapes. I'm wearing grape-scented cologne. I lie brazenly and obviously. From her reaction, I'm going to assume that she knows I'm lying or thinks I have an abysmal sense for colognes. Since the can of grape juices I drank from is still right there, it's likely to be the former. Fortunately, she doesn't ask any follow-up questions. What are you two doing together? We had lunch together. Strictly business. A business lunch. I try to picture Misha in a suit having a business lunch with anyone. Somehow I just can't see it. It'd be like that scene from the Lego movie, just to completely date this LP. What kind of business? You don't know? It's nothing, it's nothing. It's normal for one part of the student council to not know what the other's doing. You know, nothing, something like that. This isn't normal. In fact, it's bad. We're only 3 people. Yuko laughs nervously. She must be terrified. Misha says that you want to put posters in the library for the elections. Even though they're really far away, I guess it's okay. I didn't know that I could even decide those kinds of things. You can! Isn't that great? Aren't you happy? Yay, yay! Misha grabs Yuko's hands and forces her to clap joyously for herself. Yuko doesn't look very happy about learning that she has more responsibility and power than she previously thought. Hichan, since you're here, you can help me put them up. Pulling out a giant stack of posters from her bag, she cuts them in half like a deck of cards and passes me the slightly smushed half. Hichan had a really good idea. We can put some flyers inside books too. Then even if they try to ignore us, they won't be able to. They can even be spring-loaded. Misha tries her best to convey the same tone Shizune used. It sounds close to the real thing and also a little menacing. She was probably kidding. I liked it. No, please, not that. A super ultra aggressive marketing blitz. We're gonna start going door to door too. That's a terrible idea. Misha pouts in her best Shizune impression, fingertips tapping together rapidly in annoyance. Hichan, you think every idea is terrible. Yeah, but that idea is too terrible to ignore. I can't have that. Wah! Hichan, that sounds like a challenge. Mutiny! Mutiny! Mutiny is bad. Don't fight. It's just a joke. Okay. Don't fight. The way Yuko sounds when she's trying to be firm makes me think of a kindergarten teacher. I suppose that makes her very persuasive in her own way. Putting up the posters is surprisingly hard, simply because the library is already plastered with bulletin boards and flyers lining every couple of meters. Some of them places so unlikely I'd never noticed them before. Deciding which of them to peel off in favor of our own adds a lot of time to an otherwise simple job. By the time the bell rings to signal the end of lunch, Misha and I still have a sizable amount of posters left. As we leave, I decide to stick one right by the door. It must be one that Misha did. It has a little drawing of Shizune on the bottom. Oh, goody. A day's over. A couple days later, Shizune heads off to go eat lunch by herself and doesn't come back. She must really be swamped with student council work, although I know that she probably made most of that work for herself. When I get to the student council room, I find the door unlocked. Before opening it, I hold back for a second to see if I'll hear Misha's laughing through it. Nothing. I'd almost take that as a sign that no one's in, but Shizune wouldn't leave the door unlocked in that case. She's at her desk, sleeping in her chair with her arms folded over her chest. What a stiff pose. If it weren't for her eyes being closed, there'd be no way to tell that she was asleep. In fact, I can't even be sure that she's asleep now. Normally, I'd tap a desk to wake anyone else up, but that wouldn't work with her. I immediately start thinking of tricks I could play on her if she's sleeping. It's disappointing that my train of thought goes in those kind of directions. Bad he's out. Hello, good afternoon. She signs out one greeting with each hand. It's really confusing. Hey, what were you doing? Secretly slacking off? Shizune smiles but lowers her head to conceal it, tries her best to look annoyed instead. Don't just stand there, it makes me nervous if you're sitting down, or if I'm sitting down and you're not. I take a seat in the nearest chair while Shizune pauses to adjust her glasses on the bridge of her nose like she's fine-tuning an instrument. Why are you so far away? Does that make you nervous too? Pursing her lips, Shizune doesn't look too amused by my taunting her. I had some free time, so I thought I'd drop by and see if you were still busy. You want to help me? Yeah. Too bad. I'm grateful, but it's not necessary. I just finished the last of it, and now everything that needed to be done is done. So formal. Misha was just as businesslike yesterday. Are you both getting serious for official student council business? I'm always serious. Like the student council candidate should be. That was fast. From zero to immediately criticizing people who aren't even her colleagues yet before I've had a chance to stretch my legs. At least the presidents. They need initiative. And then maybe they can motivate everyone else, or at least strong-arm them along. But even though there's a bunch of them, they're also wishy-washy. There's no one running for vice president, so they all want the big prize, but none of them have the right drive for it. And then the treasurers are always so flaky. I've decided to use my power to just eliminate the position. Wait a sec, please. Can you even do that? I don't think it works that way. It is how it is. With that, Shizune stares grimly into the distance, rubbing the frame of her glasses. That doesn't answer the question, future dictator. I'm disappointed. They should want me out of here faster because they want the job, or at least disagree with me having the job. If I can't mobilize a bunch of student council wannabes for either reason, then all my work will have been for nothing. If they're going to be so slow about it, I should just hold on to my office as long as possible. Shizune punctuates her sentence with a snap of her fingers, creating a sound as loud as a gunshot. I wonder if she knows how loud she can do that. It's definitely an attention grabber, so I can see it as an invaluable tool to a mute. She might have practiced it because of that. All of it, huh? That's too harsh. I always thought this is the real test. Leaving a lasting impression is important. It's why I don't build sandcastles. They crumble when you leave. Maybe. But if I see an especially neat one, I'll still think it's impressive. I'll say it's impressive. I kind of admire you. So, to me, it wasn't for nothing. She tugs at her glasses as if she wants to take them off, smiling wryly. Sorry. I was careless and something selfish slipped out. I've always wanted to stand at the top. It didn't matter what it was, as long as I was the best at it and understood it completely and made it my own. Like when you hear a song and dream of being a musician, or see a plane in which you could be a pilot. You ever had a dream like that? Yeah. The first time I played soccer, I wondered if maybe I could ever get good enough to be, or to wow people. That was just a fantasy, though, and as soon as I saw the gap between me and people with real talent, I put those dreams behind me. Well, with my heart the way it is, I can't play soccer anymore anyway. Bitter. Do you still have dreams like that? No, they're unrealistic. I realized it very quickly. There's always someone better. A nostalgic expression crosses her face. She looks oddly mature right now, as if days of competing vigorously against others for supremacy are long behind her. Of course, I know that nothing could be further from the truth. Just last week, she wanted to see which of us could blow the biggest bubble with a piece of gum. It could be that she was even worse when she was younger, which is a terrifying thought. I like that there was always someone better. When someone greater than me would appear, I'd get so excited and want to challenge them. Even though in the end they'd usually turn out to be better, and I would be left in awe. There are some people who are on a whole different level completely. After a while I got jealous. I wanted something like that for myself. Is that what the student council is? The thing just for you? No. Even though it feels like that sometimes, that wasn't why I decided to do it. That's another story entirely. But I like being student council president. Even if the work is hard and I'm always biting off more than I can chew, that's what keeps it exciting. People at the top shouldn't be able to be comfortable all the time anyway. Sound like a farmer. Although they wouldn't suit her, Shizune would look cute in overalls and a straw hat. So, if that wasn't the reason, why did you run for the job? I didn't, but afterwards I decided to stick with it anyway. I wanted to be the student council president because the old student council was stupid. And I want to stir people up so that they'll be able to say, that was interesting, today was interesting, that kind of thing. Memorable experiences. I'm happy because I think we succeeded. You, Misha, and me. I have a selfish desire too, though. At first it was something I thought would only be a nice bonus, but I've gotten greedy. That's why it would make me happy if the elections go smoothly. It would be the only way that I could see my wish was granted. What is it then? It's a secret! Sensing that I might not be ready to let such a weak dodge slide by so easily, Shizune quickly waves down any attempt at a follow-up, embarrassment coloring her face. It's something she wants to keep to herself only because it's too silly to do otherwise. I start to feel a pang of hunger and check my watch. It's earlier than it looks. Too early for dinner. You have any kind of food in your desk? For a second it looks like the question confuses her, but she recovers quickly. Desks are for supplies. Food is a supply. Should have eaten lunch. I didn't think it'd be a problem if I didn't. If I was working, I wouldn't have to think about it. I'd be too busy to be hungry. She puts her hand to her mouth in a poor attempt to conceal a laugh and tries to hide it further by pretending to use it to push her glasses further up the bridge of her nose. I guess you're not, since you already ate. I'm not good enough to find the appropriate words, so I settle at pointing at the stack of Chinese food containers leaning precariously on top of her trash can. Those are from yesterday. We're both hungry. Let's get something to eat. Not for the cafeteria. There wasn't anything good at lunch, so I really doubt there'll be anything good left over. Order something? Ordering out 2 days in a row is unnatural. Only in case of emergencies. That's my personal policy. This is why I think she should put some snacks in her desk. It'd be an easier way of dealing with these kinds of emergencies. I want to tell her, but finding out how hungry I am like 5 times has made me too tired to be a smartass. The temptation is really great, though. Hi! Misha's distinct up-and-down voice sounds muffled through the door. She bursts in a second later. Hey-chan, you're here too! Two? How did you know there was already someone else in here? If it opens, someone's inside. Am I interrupting? Shizune shakes her head. Great! That's really great. But I was sure I would be. Is this a break? I thought so too, but it turns out everything student council related is over for now. Is that why you're here? Yeah, that's right, He-chan. Sorry to disappoint you. We were just discussing whether or not to order out for dinner. That sounds fun. Shizune isn't being very fun about it, though. She says you can't order food 2 days in a row. Are you hungry, too? Because if you are, we can outvote her. That sounds fun, He-chan. I am a little hungry. Thought you would say it sounds like mutiny. Shizune pinches the frame of her glasses, clearly thinking that it does seem like mutiny, being outvoted. But being outvoted by a clean 2-to-1 margin, there's nothing she can do. Misha already has her phone out. It's awfully garish. Shi-chan, you promised we would have a student council thing just for us, right? Right? This can be it. Shizune only shakes her head. The last party will be able The last party she will be able to attend as Yumaku's student council president is too special to her to put that label on our spur-of-the-moment early dinner. Even though I'm sure the real thing will be just like this, a meal like any other, with the three of us. After we finish eating and clean up, I say goodbye to them and head to my dorm. Although I don't feel particularly tired, I think I'll just go straight to sleep tonight. If I were back home, my mom would nag me not to go to bed right after eating, but, well, she doesn't know her. I take a look at the clock as soon as I get in, and I realize that it's a lot later than I thought. I also feel a bit silly for checking the clock when I have a phone and a wristwatch. I take off the watch and hold it in one hand while holding my phone in the other. It makes me feel powerful and stupid. I try unsuccessfully to go to sleep, and I'm glad when someone interrupts me by knocking on my door after only a few minutes. I figure that it couldn't be anyone but Kenji, which is why I'm surprised when it ends up being Misha. Hi, Yu-chan! Oh boy. Well, I know what's coming up, folks, and you're about to find out in a couple days. Because I'm going to cut this off here. Well, tune in next time for more Let's Play Katawa Shoujo Shizune's Path when Misha and Hisao sit down and have a little heart-to-heart discussion, shall we say. And yeah, get ready for a feels roller coaster, folks. This one's going to get rough. Just warning you now, bring handkerchiefs next time. I'm NeoMegaMan, signing off. End of line.